Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host, Siren Frost, and today I got you a new deck profile video, which is the Gandeeva series. And listen, you guys, this deck alone is very quite tricky, as it is. Now, I've tested out before, and I felt like this deck has more of a ninja feel to it. But this deck right now is from the set 10 collection, and it has the new updated versions from the set 12 and possibly set 13, I believe. But I could be wrong, but I digressed. It happens. So, what this deck has is a Dragon Empire feel to it. It has more of a ancient Japanese dragon armor, which is, that's what the units are basically all about. Now, this deck does not have really an owner at the moment, but if my guess would have been, it might have been Tenma from Reno and Tenma from the Idols that Aurora so happened to like. But I don't know. This could be one of the decks that he could be playing alongside with Granfia. So there could be a Gandeeva and Granfia duo in the Team Idol world. But basically what this deck can do is it can retire your rear guards, and depending how many, the number of cards are bound, Gandeeva gains a certain amount of attacks, or not attacks, attack power, I should probably say. And then you can gain other effects as long as there's a certain amount of cards in the bind zone. So the more cards you have bound, the more skills will pop off. And of course, the main thing is always retire your rear guards. Always. So, without any further ado, let's just jump right into the ride line, because why not? So we have Scarlet Flame New Soldier Buckish for our Grade 0. We also have Scarlet Flame Bow Soldier Aguired, I think, but so I don't know if I revealed this card in the collection, but this is from the set 10 collection. So if your opponent has one or less rear guard when you ride Scarlet Flame Bow General Dipaanel from your ride deck, you can ride without discarding a card from your hands. Good. When this unit is run upon, if your opponent has 2 or more rear guards, you may call this card to rear guard. So it has basically a draw jewel soul skill from the inside, like from Jewel Core Dragon and stuff. The next card we have is Scarlet Flame Bow General Dipaanel. And his skill is, when this unit is run upon by a unit with Gandeeva in its card name, choose one of your Vanguards, and until the end of the turn, the cost of that unit's original act ability is reduced by 1 counterblast. So it's a free counterblast free ability at that point. Then we also have Scarlet Flame Martial Dragon Gandeeva. When your opponent's rear guard is retired during your turn, choose a card from your drop and you may bind it face down. Okay? During your turn, all your front row rear guards get plus 2,000 power for each face down card in your bind zone. If your bind zone has 5 or more face down cards, this unit gets plus 1 critical. Okay? That's pretty fair. 1 turn, counterblast 1, and choose 5 of your opponent's rear guards with different grades from each other. Reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. Return all. Return all the chosen units with the same grade as the cards revealed. Shuffle your deck, and if you retired 1 or less card, draw a card. Choose a card from your. Yes, okay. Draw a card and choose a card from your drop and bind it face down. So that is the main complete right line, and you know, you can always combine this deck with some of the generics as well. Make it more a little retirement heavy, like burn your opponent to the ground pretty much. But this is like a Scarlet Flame series mixed in with the Gandeeva support. I like the artwork personally because it's just a sick dragon, and my tattoo is a dragon. And of course, the sleeve I've chosen is Toya's color sleeves from his outfit, but based on what it looks like it's red enough, so I'm going to take this as Dragon Empire. So, time to shift things up a little bit. So that is the right deck itself. Now for the main deck, I decided to go for more of an aggro kind of a build. So my favorite one is 4 heals, 8 crits, 3 fronts, and of course 1 overtrigger. So let's get on with this. So I'm playing 4 copies of Stealth Dragon Shikintan or Shikintan. Shikintan, she is his name, I don't know. So that's 4 heal triggers. Trying to go with the Japanese armor and the ninja kind of feel to it, because some of these guys' armors look like they're from the samurai the samurai era, the feudal Japan kind of thing, with mixing in some dragon armor fusion. So I could be wrong, maybe a little bit of Tengu, but it feels like the right magic. Now I'm gonna say 15 crits. That would be illegal. Illegal. 8 criticals is 4 Stealth Dragon Madowazu. Just for that, dragon theme kind of thing we're going for. And also we're doing 4 Blaze War Monks, Sougyou. Now we're also still using 3 Blaze Maiden Paramas, just for that 20k shield value. And plus, you're basically using your front row rear guards anyway, so if you're lucky to get a front trigger during your drive check, I think you have more power, the better, in my opinion. But some people know how to guard these days, so give or take. Then we also have 1 over trigger, of course, which one of the triggers that people hate, is 1 Dragon Deity King of Resurgence, Dragveda. So this deck is somewhat spicy to a certain degree, but I will re-update it maybe in the future. But I figured I'd get it down the line before, the next collection comes out. Not trying to rush it, but I was just really excited about finally doing this video for you guys. And yes, there are some... Should I do a video about why there are some cards in the deck that I'm not using anymore? But that'd be kind of boring and maybe wasting everybody's time. But I can say it in a vlog. Oh, and the sleeve of choice I chose is the Dragon Shield dual color sleeve in the shade Amber. Fitting because it's a blazing hot kind of deck. Not the Blaze Maidens, not the Nirvanas, just fucking Gandeeva fucking beating Zappa. Excuse my language. Alright, so in the grade 1 lineup, we're actually playing only 12 grade 1s in this deck. Then, of course, they're all Dragon themed and Scarlet Flame series pretty much themed. So, let's just jump to the party. So, there's no such thing as late to the party, hunty. So, we got 4 copies of Scarlet Flame Bull Soldier Boucen. It's only a back row effect, so you gotta watch this very carefully. When you're a Vanguard with Gandeeva and its card name attacks, if your bind zone has 3 or more cards, bind this unit face down and countercharge. So he's your free countercharge. Well, not your free one, but he's your countercharger as long as you have a Vanguard of Gandeeva. So it's best to save him in your hand until you're ready to use a counterblast, then call him out to the field, and then at the end of, when Gandeeva attacks, you pretty much have a free countercharge to use as a spare. So that's why I chose a 4 of, pretty much. Hold on. Forgive my apologies, you guys. I've been under the weather for 3 days now, so I'm taking my time to actually just try to get better. So anyways, moving on, we are also playing 4 copies of Scarlet Flamebow Artillery Soldier, Arsharp. Now, this is a very generic card if you want to use it in other decks, but here's the effect. When this unit attacks or boosts, this unit gets 2,000 power until the end of that battle for each card in your bind zone. If you get 10,000 or more, retire this unit in that battle. So, it's a very much like a Suicide Squad kind of card, and It does help you in early game to rush, if you want to go technical about it, if you want to do that. But you gotta be careful, because if it is over 2,000 or 1,000, 10,000, then it will get destroyed and blown up, pretty much. But that's okay too, considering the fact that you also need cards in your drop zone in order to acquire the bind zone. So, and then of course we have 4 copies of Sparkle Rejector Dragon for our perfect guards. And yes, we're doing a full play set. I decided to, like I said in my last videos before, I decided to reconfigure my decks all the way back to back how it should have been before Elemental Sanctitude, took everything over. And I just had very bad luck with my decks with Elemental Sanctitude in it, so that's why I chose to take it out and do a full playset. There's nothing wrong with that. And so far, it's been a really good deck to use. And I decided to use my own playstyle again to become more aggressive. Not that any of you guys are shocked about that. Alright, so for grade 2s, we're using only 8 grade 2s in this deck, and they are, like I said, a very themed kind of deck. So we're using 4 copies of Dragritter, Alfaqaar, Alfaqaar. I hate these different names. These are like a cranial crap, but it's Alpha Dragritter Alfaqaar. Okay, Alfaqaar. Sorry, we'll go with that name. Now his skill is when your opponent's Vanguard Gandeeva is card name attacks a grade 3 or greater Vanguard. Counterblast 1 and bind his unit face down. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 grade 3 or less card from among them, call it to rear guard, and shuffle your deck. And the shitty part is, I have 1 frame rare here, while the other 3 are just regular ones. So, if I can get 1 more regular one, I have a play set, because I'm very OCD like that. It's not a funny thing to do, but unless I get 3 more copies of this guy, then I have to use whatever I can. So for right now, this is not bad, but I just want to play set of everything that's either a normal rarity or a frame rare. That's just how I am. The last one we have, I believe, is a very essential card, is 4 copies of Scarlet Flamebow General Ruguent. Rugged? I don't know. When this unit is placed on rear guard, if your Vanguard has Gandeeva in its card name, Counterblast 1, choose one of your opponent's rear guards, and retire it. If you did not retire a card, draw a card, choose a card from your drop, and bind it face down. So again, if your opponent doesn't have anything to retire, you can still draw a card and choose a card from your drop to put in the bind zone. So the more cards you have in the bind zone, the better. But however, if your opponent does have one, it gets shot right in the face. If you want to be more like anime, like series kind of thing, like the animation of that would be like just killer. Alright, so grade 3 has actually a lot more grade 3s in here. So the total of here is 14 grade 3s. And no, this is not a Morikawa kind of thing, because that's bullshit. But I believe some of these cards actually work in correspondence. So just see what happens. Alright, so we're still using 3 copies of Gandeeva for the Persona Ride ability. 4 copies of Scarlet Flame War General Bravaldin. And Bravaldin is from the Set 12 collection. So his skill is a deck form. So continuous in deck. While this card is revealed by the ability of your opponent with your Vanguard's Gandeeva in its card name, this card is also regarded as a grade 1 and 2. Perfect. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, if you have a Vanguard Gandeeva in its card name, bind a card from your hand face down. Choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. If you did not retire a card, draw a card, and this unit gets 5,000 power until the end of that battle. So, everyone still has that pretty much the same effect, pretty much. I don't know. But, so far, and I'm still learning Gandeeva's active skill, to be honest, because it's very tricky and very difficult to have your opponent have 5 units with different grades, but I could be wrong. Unless they have a grade 0 and they're not telling you. by force. So that's just what kind of crappy, but it is what it is. But this card does help you get regards to grade 1 and 2. So if you're lucky, you might get some effects off, pretty much. Anyways, the last normal unit we're using is 3 copies of Scarlet Flame Bow General Stirgna. When this unit is placed on rearguard, you may Vanguard with Gandeeva as card name, Soul Blast 1, and bind 1 other rearguard face down. Choose one of your opponent's rearguards and retire it. If you do not retire a card, draw a card, choose a card from your drop, and bind it face down. So there's that. And then finally, the order card we're using is the 4 of, because I believe this is a very essential card to have. 4 copies of Scarlet Flame Bow of Demolition. Play this with a Counterblast 1. Choose a column and retire all your opponent's rearguards in that column. So there you go. And that's the theme I decided to go for. And I believe it was a very, very strong order card. But that is it for the deck profile video for you guys and my Scarlet Flame Gandeeva deck profile video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video much like I enjoy building this deck for you guys. I actually do. And if you guys like the content I do create on my channel, please subscribe to my channel, thumbs up, comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are about the deck itself. If you guys have your own build, send me the list and I'll look through it and I'll be like, oh, okay, I didn't think about that. And you're like, I like to review people's deck lists, not to copy them, but to actually see what's the difference and what their thought process would be. Just get an insight of what people's knowledge is. Not a problem with that. Anyways, you guys, that is it for the video, and I hope you guys have a great day. Make good choices, and I'll see you guys next video. And as always, I've been your host, Siren Frost, signing out.